righty. Greetings, everyone. Hello, Chili Phil. Hi, Jane. It's Brock Bandy. Hi, Sam. And Kristen Melinda. I know I saw one of my faves in the world, Lisa Trimble. Right. Robin Bass, good to see you. All right. Jeremy Fowler. Okay, guys. Thank you for joining me. You know, Salinas means salt. You guys know that. Salinas. Kind of salty. You know, I was just talking to a friend of mine. I'm going to get into it in just a minute. It's not a situation of biting off more than you can chew. It's just a situation where the struggle is real. It's that simple. Everybody can do me a huge favor. And thank you to everybody who went over and watched the sleep video last night. I really appreciate it. Jane, it's so good to see you. If you guys could do me a favor and hit the like button, that would be outstanding. Hi, Arwa. Marty Mongoose, subscriber for life. Very nice thing to say. Hello, Ken. How do I sound, you guys? I kind of, Gouthy. Give me a 5x5. If you hear somebody say that, they're just looking for a general sound check. How do I sound? Do I sound clear? How do I look? Is the picture clear is what I should say, not how do I look. Is the picture clear? That's what I say from now on. There you go, Jeremy. Hello, Amy. It's very good to see you. There you go. All right. So this is going to be a fun one. If you could, just everybody hit the like button. We're going to get more people in this thing. I'm going to tell you some of my beefs. I don't really have a lot of beefs, you guys. It is what it is. I'd rather be here with the struggles I've got than to be elsewhere with a different set of struggles, if that makes any sense. Scrub Dub, very good to see you. Look at that. Marty says that this video was liked instantly. And I appreciate that so much. Now, throughout this stream, everybody, Tommy will be going right after me, but throughout the stream, if you have a comment, all right, that you'd like me to read out or you don't want me to miss, there's Dale Cox, my friend. Good to see you, dude. I'm glad you're here. Throw 3 capital C's if it's a comment that you want me to not miss, and I promise you I won't miss it. Hi, Roberta. Very good to see you. If you have a question, though, that you'd like me not to miss, throw 3 Q's in there, 3 capital Q's. And what happens is it's going to fly right by. I'm going to keep talking. Don't want you to worry. I flag it. And then what happens is I'll go back to them and address them. Very good to have Dale here. Dale had some health issues, and we were all praying for him, and we're glad he's doing well. That's a good thing. It's a funny thing, learning a different language. You got put a 1 in the chat if you've here's the thing. There's learning a different language and then having to learn a different language. If we have some bilingual people in the chat, let me know. Throw a 1 in the chat if you're bilingual. You know, I heard a joke once. I heard it in Russia. A Russian man told me. He said it in Russian, but I don't remember it. How do you tell, what do you call somebody who speaks 3 languages? They're trilingual, right? What do you call 0.5? Thank you, Sam. Look at that, half a point. You speak Tagalog, I know you do. Hi, Tracy and Michelle. If you've, he said, what do you call somebody who speaks 2 languages? That's bilingual. And he said, what do you call someone who speaks 1 language? I knew where he was going. I was a young guy, but I still knew where he was going. He said, American. And it's kind of true. Tommy Bird, good to see you, man. That's kind of true. I'm embarrassed by that. I bet, like when I was in Russia, every Russian I knew, I'm not joking at all. Every Russian I knew spoke Russian, Ukrainian, German, and English. Now, Ukrainian and Russian were so close that if somebody speaks Ukrainian, they're going to understand Russian. They'll be able to communicate. You know what I mean? So, you know, and I'm in a spot now, and so is Tommy, where it's not a matter of, you know, it'd be really cool if we learned Spanish. That's, you know, we're not in that mode right now. We don't have that luxury. We have got to learn Spanish, and we are studying it aggressively. We really are. Gracias por acompañarme. Acompañarme. Well, you know, we got it all over the place. If you can see them, you can't see it from where you are. All over the place, there are little stickers, little masking tape, actually, where I wrote the name of an object, whether it's a door, a mirror, a door frame, ceiling, floor, TV. And what happens is as we're walking through our, he'll yell out a word and I'll tell him what the word is, or we do it in Spanish to English or English to Spanish. And here's the problem. And by the way, thank you all for being here. No joke. I appreciate you being here. Tommy Bird says the Russian language kind of sounds like when you take an old vinyl record that's on the player and force it to spin backwards. It's a weird language. It's a beautiful language, but it's a weird language. I used this example before, though, but the way they structure their sentences it's kind of odd. Like, I didn't get enough sleep last night. I mean, I feel good, but I'm a little tired because I went to bed really late and got up really early. Not complaining, all right, but it's kind of like that. In Russian, you can say "Я очень устал," which means I'm very tired. But the weird thing is you can say "Я устал очень" or "Очень я устал." It doesn't matter how you put it together. It's grammatically correct. So it's I was there on and off for like 3 years, and what would happen is I would learn a lot. I knew a lot of words, okay, and it's kind of like, so anytime you're learning a new language, you learn vocabulary words, so you'll get a fraction of what the sentence is about, and you can sort of get the gist of what's going on. But like with the Russian language, where it doesn't really matter how they structure it, sometimes you can be waiting, hearing somebody talk at the very, very end, you can hear them say, we're, car. And then you're like, okay, we're going to the car. And it was a challenge. And I'm not in, we don't have, Gauthi says, I can catch a few Spanish words in a conversation, but that's it. Tommy, I got to tell you something. Tommy, Sam says Tagalog and Spanish are very similar. Argentinian and Italian is very close. Tommy understands Spanish much better than I do. He get I'm really impressed with it. I can understand it. We both took Spanish, in high school, but I can understand it, but I don't. I think I'm speaking it pretty well. Not pretty well. I'm progressing with how I'm able to speak it, but he is very, very good at understanding it, which is a great benefit. So we are Captain Capsaicin. Good evening. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Hello, Barbara. Wait. Espero que te vaya bien el día. You hope you had a good day. I did. Muchas gracias. Thank you. I'm learning. It's just not an easy thing. There's a difference. Here's the thing. When you're learning, because you want to learn. For instance, yesterday I went to a store called the Super Maxi. Had a spectacular experience. I met a guy named Eric. And he's a super nice kid. He's studying English. His English is fantastic. I would do anything to speak Spanish as well right now as he speaks English. And he told me that he's not doing it for school or anything like that. He's doing it because he wants to learn English. Like, wow, so we need, it's not a luxury at this point. It has to happen. Stephen Marshall, it's really good to see you. Thanks for being here. The funny thing is I took a few years of French. Here's the thing. I didn't know. Had I known then that this day was coming, I promise you, I would have paid so much more attention. I'm glad you're here, Renee. Alfredo, hola. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you. Hit the like, I think is, por favor, dale like. I think that's what it means. Let me see. ¿Cómo se dice hit? Hit the like button, please. Okay, so it's pulsa el botón me gusta, por favor. That makes more sense than what I said earlier. There you go. Pulsa el botón me gusta, por favor. I'm getting there. Hi, Dizzy Dragon. It's funny. I think of Dizzy a lot. Not because of just peppers, but Spanish. I don't know why. I do, though. So the other day when we really made the commitment, we sat around realizing we're we need to learn this language big time, especially not just because we live here, but because of the things that we want to accomplish here. It's going to be a lot easier and it's going to be possible, is what I should say, when we learn the language. It can still be done without it. We can use translators, but I don't want to be that idiot that moves to a country and just doesn't learn. That can't happen. So it was really funny. The morning that we made that commitment, I said, we got to, study like our life depends on it. And man, he looked at me and goes, it does, man. It's like, okay. Look at that. Por favor, dale like al video y subscribe. Ayuda con el algoritmo. Y hace más gente se una. Please like the video, subscribe. Helps the algorithm. Hace que más gente se una. Let me know what that means. I missed it. I'm getting better. I swear I am. It's getting, and now the problem is I'm experiencing right now what I was going to tell you. See, I tell you I can speak a little Spanish, and all of a sudden you guys are just like throwing Spanish. Here's what happens. Dane, it's good to see you. Baño is an important word to know. There's no joke about that. Sam says, to introduce yourself to Spanish, Johnny, you just simply say, hola, soy el guapo. Todas las mujeres me aman. Me gusta chile picante. You know, here's the thing. It's really just exactly what I was going to talk tonight. I'm going to get to it in just one split second. Lisa Tremble, so glad to see you, girl. We are, Roberta, the person who's running that center is currently still in the United States. We thought she'd be back already, but she's in the United States and she's coming back. This weekend will be our first weekend out there. So we are absolutely, and that's a big reason we want to look. If we have a translator, we're going to help people. You know, we're going to help people get sober. But I just think it would be a lot more effective. Here's the thing: it probably wouldn't be more effective because she's going to translate far better than we would. But I think it would help if we can learn language. So anyway, getting back to this, I said the problem that we're experiencing here is happening right now. This is what I mean. I'll learn this much Spanish, and I'll go to a place, and I'll say something, the confident Spanish that I know, and then they'll just start speaking. Like, oh, this guy speaks Spanish, and they'll just throw some stuff in. I'm like, okay, well, hang on, and it provides angst. It helps the algorithm. It gets more people here. I think that's probably right, Kristen. So what ends up happening is that we have, also like today. All right. Yesterday I went to this store called the Supermax. Now, today we went and yesterday when I was checking out, he asked me if I had a Supermax card. I'm like, oh my God, do I need a Supermax card? I don't. But what turns out, and I did find out yesterday, a Supermax card is sort of like a rewards card. You swipe the card and then you get, if you use, it's like Safeway, they all do it. Every store does it. Well, they do it here. So today, Tommy accompanied me to this store. Tell him how great a store it's going to be. And when we get there, he starts doing some shopping, and I went to the help desk. Now, I will tell you this. This is the truth of it. Most people that we encounter, and everybody, please do me a favor if you can, hit the like button. I want as many people in here as possible. And thank you for all your prayers for Dale. I appreciate that. I said previously that most people that we talk to, I think if you're like as an American, if somebody comes and they're from a different place and they're trying to learn English, I don't think there's anybody in this chat that would be rude. I don't. You'd be super helpful. You'd be like, oh, no problem. And you'd help them because that's how you are, right? Most people, really, and I've been blessed to go to a whole lot of countries to eat peppers. And I think people genuinely appreciate it if somebody makes a real effort to speak the language. It's a cool thing. The woman at the help counter today, not so much. You got this, Johnny, taking a day at a time, my friend. Don't get overwhelmed. Boy, I am. Here's the thing. I am overwhelmed. I'm just being straight with you. I'm wicked overwhelmed. I am. It'd be so disingenuous if I said, no, I'm not. I am wicked overwhelmed. I mean, seriously. You know what I feel like? I remember I don't know if it was my junior year or senior year. I was bad in school. I was a terrible student. I was a great athlete. Horrible student. I remember Mr. Gatto, saying that I needed a stunning grade on my final exam to pass. And the crunch time that I was cramming for this test, and that was pressure filled. This is so much more intense than that. So I'm at the booth today, the help center, and this woman says, they don't say, I want your email address. They don't say email. That's a thing we say. Email is a thing that, email, you know what I mean? She said to me, it took a couple minutes for us to get this right. she said, I need the mail to contact you. So I'm thinking where I live, my address. And I had it in my phone somewhere. I don't have it committed to memory yet. I haven't given my address to anybody yet. How about that? So I thought she was wanting my address. So I'm looking for my address. It turns out she said, I want the mail to contact you. That means that was emailed to her. And she wasn't super stoked about helping me. She wasn't like, and I'm trying to, I'm like, please forgive me for, taking so much of your time up. I was worried, but this is today. She wasn't, heard ya. I'm so glad you're here. Heard you. Do you have WhatsApp? Let me know if you have WhatsApp. Email. I'm going to email you, but you got to let me know if you have WhatsApp, because nobody in this country uses any phone service. Everybody, I'm not even fooling you. If you go by, you'll see businesses with their WhatsApp number. You'll see, like, there are condominiums where our realtor is the real estate agent, and that condominium, you'll see her sign, it's like a business card blown up, and the bottom isn't a phone number. It's a WhatsApp number. So everybody uses WhatsApp. I'd like to talk to you. It'd be a whole lot easier. Can I tell you something? I don't trust Messenger. I don't at all. Trust is an issue for me right now. I'm working on it. I'm trying. Mike, Chili Eskimo, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Jane says, I think being overwhelmed would be normal for anyone in your situation, John. You'll get that. That's awfully kind of you to say. I've been overwhelmed. You know what? I think there are certain people that are supposed to do this job. I'm not sure I am. I mean, I think I'm pretty decent at it, but so overwhelmed is I've been overwhelmed. Like, my vagus nerve has been activated for a long time. And it's interesting. I'm overwhelmed in a different kind of overwhelmed. The bottom line is it's never going to go away. I'm a believer. And the good thing about this is it's forcing me to have a buttload of faith. It's just the way it is. So that's kind of been a good thing for, okay. Yeah. Heard you. It's WhatsApp is a messaging service. You know what? Let me show you something real quick. This is what the WhatsApp logo looks like. So if you go to the App Store, okay, and you type in WhatsApp, that's how it's spelled, capital W, HATS, capital A, PP. All right, that's WhatsApp. If you this is encrypted. This is encrypted. You can send pictures. I can Skype my family and so not only is it encrypted, it can't be hacked. I can call people. The sound quality is incredible. I can send videos, you can FaceTime, you can send text messages, but it's encrypted. I have people that that vandaled my home. I certainly I don't trust Messenger. That's not encrypted. So that's it, So hopefully it's a free app, doesn't cost you anything, but it's a wonder. It's very, very helpful. Renee says, give yourself grace. You're doing a great job. You're a sweetheart for saying that. And I appreciate that. Do you want to know something? I was talking to somebody that I loved yesterday. I have a friend who in the past has said to me, embrace it and be good to yourself. Give yourself permission to do stuff and give yourself grace. I don't know what my problem is, but none of that makes sense to me. I know what it means to give grace to somebody else. I know what it means to be patient with somebody else. I know what it means to give permission to somebody else. I'm really good at that. I swear I am. Real deal. Good to see you. I don't understand what it means to give yourself permission to do so. And I've had it explained to me, and intellectually, I know what they're going to say, and I get it, but it doesn't. There's something wrong with me inside, and I can't give myself permission to do stuff. I can't. I think that's why I have trouble. Like I'm good at forgiving people. Like when somebody does something, like if somebody does something to me, I promise you, I'm so good at forgiving. I forgive people. They don't even need to ask me for forgiveness. Everybody who's wronged me, they're instantaneously forgiven. Not because I'm a great guy, because I can't walk around. I have enough in my dome piece right now. The last thing I need is a grudge. You know what I mean? I don't have room for it. I swear to you, I don't. I'm not going to walk around with anxiety because I'm angry at somebody. It's like drinking poison and hoping the person you're upset with is going to die. You know what I mean? So I don't hold grudges. I'm really good at that. So I'm good at doing that kind of stuff with other people, but I'm bad at forgiving myself. I'm just being straight with you guys. This is weird. It's like get inside my head. I'm just telling you the truth. Dane Young, go out on the balcony, play guitar. It'd be such a chill vibe. You know something? I have not played guitar since I've been here. Isn't that weird? This is the longest time I've gone without touching my guitar. It's incredible, sort of. So I haven't, and today, Tommy and I, are you ready? Today, Tommy and I were on the balcony. Rain today. It's like 344 days of sunshine a year here. And before we left, I like rain. I like storms. I'm weird that way. I said to Tommy, I can't wait for a rainy day where it's raining and you're kind of stuck inside. He gets it. He's like, yeah, I get it. So today it was raining. We went on the balcony and we kind of leaned over, which is, I'll tell you something, hang on really tight and lean over because it's a long way down. And as I leaned over, we see two heads looking out. So first time I've seen anybody as, on their balcony while I'm on mine. It was very interesting. Look at that. Kristen, that very phenomenon is why therapists need their own therapists. Well, here's the thing. I thought, and maybe I could be wrong. I have a friend who's a therapist. I have a couple friends who are therapists. Love them both. But one of them, they do this. I always thought it was like this. If people come in and they just download all of their problems on you, that's got to affect you. It can't not. I know if I watch garbage TV, it affects me. Not that their things are garbage. I'm just saying content in, content out. Whatever you bring in is going to affect you. So if you watch nothing but positive stuff, it's going to have a positive vibe on you. People that come in and for therapy, they're coming in sitting down because they've got issues they need to work through. And they download this stuff on you all the time. I thought you basically had to talk to somebody just because at some point you have so much on you. You got to kind of download it on somebody else. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be a therapist for anything. I wouldn't. Poopman's finally gone soon. All right. It is what it is, Poopman. You got to do what you got to do. Roberta. Let me see here. Give me one sec. How are the kitties enjoying the good life? That's a great question. Hang on one second, people. Sorry. So the cats, I get a lot of people are asking. Thank you for asking about the cats, Roberta. And please, everybody, hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it if you do that. So here's the deal with the cats. I think the cats really got it good. This was it was a good move for us, but it was a spectacular move for the cats. And the reason I say that is they drank bottled water. There's way more space for them here. You know what I mean? They came out. This is a great thing for them. They chase each other now. If I open the door of the patio and walk from there to Tommy's room, it's a lot of steps. It's very long. So the cats have an opportunity to get like top speed chasing each other. So the cats are just having a ball. They really are. So I think they're doing well. A lot of people are asking, just so you guys know, a lot of people are asking for more cat videos. I got to be careful with how I do it. Here's why. If I just follow the cats around, I don't want to give people a tour of my place. I don't. It's going to bring hate to me that I don't feel like dealing with. I'd rather bring love. Everybody here is very kind. Hi, Susie. So good to see you. I'm all about love right now. So the last thing I want to do is create a lot of content that people. I don't want to give people ammunition. Hope you understand that. So I'm going to do more cat videos, but I got to be really careful with how I do it. I won't Tommy and I are not letting the cats on the patio. They are indoor cats, and that's not going to change. I like to think that the cats are smart enough that they wouldn't go near the edge and they don't have a fear of heights though. It's unbelievable. And Squirrel is kind of smart. She's an older cat. She's 4 years this month. She's 4 years old. She's smarter. And I'm not saying that Katie's stupid, but she's so inexperienced. She's young. She's a kitten, and she's huge. I've been telling Tommy that she's like, this is the best way you can describe. And if you were around her, I swear to you, it makes sense. She's like a drunk college freshman with fur. She doesn't understand. There's cat physics. Do you understand what I mean by that? Cat physics. Like Squirrel can look at that and go, no, I can't jump. I won't be able to reach that. So there's no point in me trying. She knows she's not going to be. Do you know what I mean? She understands what can be done and what can and what can't be done. Katie doesn't. Katie looks like, yeah, I'll take a shot at that. And the same thing with jumping off stuff, or So I don't trust Katie to walk out. I don't think squirrel would hop. I'd rather, that would kill me. So we're not letting the cats out. It's just the way it is, So you guys want to see a great new snack? Tommy and I were in this Supermax. We've actually, the first time we had it was at this place. Can't remember the name of the restaurant. Right on the Malecon. It's really cool that we had ceviche there several times. And they put this thing, they're corn, but the kernels are like that long. Do me a favor. Greg Black, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. If you if you like popcorn, then at the end of the popcorn, sometimes there's kernels that sort of popped, but not really. And sometimes it's a gamble. Sometimes you can throw them in your mouth and chew them up, and they taste incredible and crunchy. Sometimes you throw them in your mouth and you'll break a tooth. But when they aren't really hard, they're amazing. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? That sort of pop, but not really. You guys know what I'm talking about? Hope you do. I remember saying to Tommy, man, they should just make bags of popcorn like this. Mr. Andrew Brown, it's good to see you. I'm going to do late night snack time with this because these are amazing. Arwa knows what I'm talking about. This is corn, all right? It's got cebola is garlic, onion, and oregano. Renee, sort of like corn nuts, but they're totally different. They're like, I can't read them, but they're like roasted or something. But and they don't get bigger bags than this. I'm like, where's the grande, like a pillowcase full of them? This is the biggest they sell them in. So I bought like a whole bunch of these because this is one of the best snacks. This would be the greatest. I don't go to bars anymore, but this would be the greatest bar snack in the world. So I'm going to do a review of these things because these are amazing. They're crunchy, but they're not one is going to be like hard where it hurts your teeth. None of them. They're all just the perfect consistency. And here's the thing. They're hard to stop. It's hard to stop eating them. I'm really glad you're here, Lisa White. Thanks for being here. They're amazingly crunchy. You know what? I have an open bag. I should have got some. I'm going to do a late night snack review with them. They're amazing. So today when we were at when I was at the store, she finally gave me this. I was getting a card so that I can get discounts at the Super Maxi Mart. Their computers were down. She told me it was going to take, up to a week before the card comes in. So she gave me what's the word she used? I can't remember. A temporary number, okay? A temporary number. It must have 12 digits, 15 digits. It took us 5 minutes to get the point across to me. Because here's the thing. I have this app. So I'll say to her in the app, I'm kind of in a jam. I don't know what you're saying. I hold it up and she just tells me. Instead of I switch it around and hit the button so she can talk, so it'll translate to me. She's not into that. She'll just tell me it. It was something. If you listen, this is what really was like getting kicked in the stomach today. The number is that long. She was on the phone with somebody, repeating the number to them. She read that number. It's probably, I don't know how many, I'll count, see how many digits are. She read that number to the person on the phone once. She would have said it to me 40 times before I got it right. She went through she read that like 2, 2, 5, 6, 3 so fast. And it was like, I'm like, wow, I'm never going to get this. Anyway, this serves as a temporary card, a temporary number until the card gets here. So when we went shopping at the end, when I went to the end to check out, my friend Eric was not there. John, it's good to see you. Kind of want to see Eric again because he's a very nice young man. And here's the deal. I'm going to help him with his English if he helps me with my Spanish. But we saved $5 today, which was kind of a cool thing. Look what we found. This is Dale Carnegie's How to Make Friends and Influence People. I've read this probably 5 times. Tommy's probably read it more. We got it today. Now we have it in English. Now because they say reading is great for comprehension and for learning. Writing is as well. So we're going to read this. It's fantastic. You know what? It's a beautiful language. I'm excited to learn it. But when I tell you that we're making significant steps to really try to understand the language, I'm not playing at all. Unpredictable Tony. Good to see you, Tony. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. So it's interesting. You know what ends up happening? Let me tell you something. I think one of the reasons that we eat a lot of ceviche, the biggest reason is because it's such a delicious meal. It's absolutely incredible. It really is. But another reason is I can order it. I'm really good at ordering ceviche. You know what I mean? So part of the reasons I order that is I don't have to ask questions. I can say it. I'm learning. But I don't feel like I'm learning fast. Anybody that needs to learn something, you're never going to feel like your progress is good enough. You're going to feel like you would learn, whatever it is. I don't care if you're picking up an instrument or if you're trying to paint or if you're learning a language. If it's something you really need to do, you're never going to be comfortable with the growth. You wish you could do it faster. So as much as we're learning, I really wish we can learn it more, Dale says, Johnny, if the peppers are a problem, I'll send you some tincture. I have some tincture. You know what? I don't have any with me. I didn't know if it was going to be a problem bringing it over. And the last thing I wanted was a problem at customs in Bogota, right? So we had 3 bags with clothes and stuff in it. I had my guitar. Tommy had a box of watches that we were kind of watch guys, and we had the 2 cats. Back home, we have a total of 10 boxes with things that possessions. Listen, it's a very interesting thing to move. David Booley, good to see you. Thank you for asking. I'm good. I'm not without my challenges. I'm learning a language. It's taking me long. Look, if they said you're going to be fluent in 1 week for the next 6 days, I'd be bummed out. I'm not progressing fast enough. So that's sort of an issue I'm dealing with right now, David, because I have to learn the language. But everything is good. Yeah, customs in Bogota, Christian, that was terrifying. And we didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? It's like, the 2 cats, I was afraid they were going to say, Gato, you think you're going to bring a cat on the plane? Get out of here. I thought they were going to turn us away. I mean, I can't begin to tell you that how the anxiety of that trip. Thank God I'm feeling good here and I'm eating healthy because I feel like that trip might have knocked a couple of years off my life. I can't begin to tell you the stress it was. So in the box of the 10 boxes that we have that we're shipping over, because we only took the stuff we really needed, in the boxes that we're shipping over are like books, there's tincture. I don't think they're going to harass, a box with tincture in it. So all that sort of stuff is going over in boxes. But look at that. Happy belated birthday, Johnny. So glad you guys are happy, my friend. Thank you, Reese. You're sweet. You're in my prayers every day. I appreciate you. It's awfully sweet. But when you're moving to a place where you're not coming back, that's a triage kind of move that I'd never done before. And no matter when you move, you do that, right? Because no matter when you move, you're going to open your closet and go, do I need that? I don't want to put that in a box, carry it to the U-Haul, stick it on the back of the U-Haul, carry it up 5 flights of stairs, wherever you're moving to, just to have it be something that's going to go in the back of another closet and sit there. So do I need this? Like, can I live without it? Don't we all do that? If you've done that, if you've made a move and you've had to do that triage thing, do I keep it? Do I junk it? Put a 1 in the chat so I know I'm not crazy. I'm not alone. Joseph DiCarlo, and thank you so much, Reese. I really do appreciate that. Joseph DiCarlo, cats are emotional support. They really are. Squirrel's mad at Tommy right now. She'll get over it, but she's mad at Tommy right now. David says that I got you into spicy foods. David, you're awfully kind. It was always in you. Whether it's, look, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. That was a student that was ready. I was just the teacher that showed up. John, how many hours difference are you Eastern time? I'm on East Coast time right now. I think I'm on East Coast time right now. It's 8:19 here. Okay, so I think let's see what time it is in New York. I'm pretty sure it's New York time. 9:20. No, I'm an hour off. So I guess I'm like Texas time, I think. I'm in Central right now. But Kellyanne, thank you for being here. I did survive my birthday. For those of you who don't know, I turned 59 yesterday. Imagine that, 59. There were people, I had a teacher tell me if you make it to like 18, you might make it to an old man. J.R. White, look, there's a bunch of people who've had to do that triage thing. Thank you. You know why that's beautiful? Thank you for doing that. It tells me I'm not crazy. I'm not alone. Tassie Dalt, hello from Australia. Good day, mate. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. It's awfully kind of you. Appreciate you being here. So everybody's done that. Well, I did that. Same time as in Minnesota. Very cool. That's awesome. This triage this move was incredible because I'm looking at going, okay, do I need this in my life? And I threw stuff out that I promise you, if I was moving across town, I would have kept. And that wasn't easy. But you know what I mean? It was like, what do I need? What can I live with? What can I live without? And that's what it was. John says, 59, still a baby. You know what? I feel younger now than I did when I was in the States. I've been eating really, really healthy food. I didn't sleep enough last night, but for the most part, my sleep is greatly improved. So I think, I don't know if I mentioned it a lot yesterday, and I had a bunch of people message, not a bunch, 3 people messaged me after saying, I definitely noticed a difference. You're sharper than you used to be. I know it sounds crazy, but with the sleep, eating healthy foods, getting exercise every day, it's really been an amazing feeling. I feel like my brain age, we have a brain age. I feel like my brain age was lowered, if that's possible. My house was destroyed a few years ago. The only thing that was important to me to grab were photos. Yep. I know what you mean. Yeah. I know I've had friends that have gone through that, and it's a hard thing. But it makes you realize what's important in life and what's not. Tony says food is 100% better and more pure outside the USA. Well, you know what? Here, Tony, preservatives, additives, and food dyes are illegal. So the food is good. Lisa, reading and writing Spanish was easier for me than speaking. Really? I'm embarrassed to say that the best Spanish I ever spoke was with my friend from South America when I was drunk. Don't feel embarrassed by that. Don't be embarrassed by that. Here's the thing. Someone told me once there's several kinds of learning. You can hear it, you can write it, or you can see it visually. You know what I mean? So, I'm writing Spanish. We're reading it. It helps, but I want it now. I want to be fluent now, and I'm not, and it's going to be a while. Tassie says water lapping the beach certainly helps. You know what? It does, but I got to tell you something. Sometimes it's so loud, it's almost a problem. I shouldn't say that. It's never going to get so loud. Like, I can't do it. I got to get out of here. It's not going to be like that. But Amy, our realtor, she said that she's had people that have moved and after they moved went, you got to be kidding me. I can't believe how loud that is. Rico Dorsey, thank you for being here. I really appreciate that. In fact, let's talk about that for a minute. Want to hear something crazy? You know how loud the ocean is? I did a little short on it the other day because I asked Chat GPT. Do you know that depending on how the ocean is, okay, it's anywhere from 70 to 95, even as high as 100 decibels. Now, like, to put it in perspective, like a really loud vacuum cleaner 10 feet away from you is about the same. If you stand on a city street, the sound of a busy city street, cars, horns honking, about the same. The other one is an airport at a mile away. An airport a mile away is as loud as that ocean is right next to me. So it is loud. And the other thing about it is it's relentless. It does not stop. It just doesn't stop, period. It just does never give up. Captain Capsaicin says, I'm afraid of heights. I couldn't do that. I am too. Here's the thing. I am scared of heights too. And I know you're going to say, well, you jumped out of an airplane, Johnny. When you skydive, I promise you, skydiving isn't as scary as looking over that balcony. When you skydive, it's like you're stepping onto a relief map, like Risk, the board game Risk. That's what it looks like. Okay. I don't know. It's that, to me, 15,000 feet is way easier than a couple hundred. It's scary. Renee says, do the inhabitants of your building have meetings or social events? It might be a good way to meet others. Great question. There is a community area behind us. Like, there's a park. We have 2 parking spaces. No cars. We have 2 parking spaces. But behind us, and where there's like a barbecue area, lots of areas to kind of gather, and there's a pool and a hot tub. We haven't used it yet. So I assume because it's there, it's gonna, I think probably more than likely, there will be times where we get together and do stuff. And I want to, but it's the only way you get better at speaking Spanish is by making mistakes and screwing up. So the process to get to where we need to be it isn't fun. Proud of you, Johnny. You took the necessary steps to be happy. I'm praying nothing but the best for you, my friend. In my prayers, Jelly. Thank you so much for that. You have no idea. You guys, I need your prayers. I appreciate them. Someone asked me today. It's really funny. I got a couple comments that I thought were interesting, and they were interesting enough that I took screenshots. I want to read one of them to you. All right, so listen to this. Let me see here. Give me just a second to find it. Oh no, I didn't. I don't have it. I thought I did. One of them said, "Why did you move? Tell the truth." I thought that was so funny. First of all, I made a video where I addressed why I moved here. All right. And Kristen is an absolute rock star when it comes to being a mod. So I'm sure she will put that up on the channel. If you want to know why I moved here, I made a video, the reason for my expatriation, the reason for my exodus. And I made a video about it. So please check that out. But this person said, why'd you leave? Be honest. Here's the thing. You guys, there are 69 of us here. Do you know that most of the people in this chat, you guys like me? You do. Most people that are here right now of the 69 like me. But I would be willing to bet you, my 2 front teeth, that there's going to be a couple that are here that don't. And that's okay too, right? There's my move explained. Thank you so much. The people that don't like me don't have a reason, really. These are not people I've met. Hi, Jeff. Good to see you. These are not people I know. These are not people I've met. These are people that just say, I'm going to hate this person for the rest of my days. And they don't get paid for it. It's sort of their hobby. But since they've been doing it nonstop for almost half the length of my channel. So you want to know why I moved? Here's why I moved. They're not going to ever stop. Well, I'm going to live in a place that's a lot prettier and happier than where I was living. Period. If I'm going to have to put up with that while I do this for a job, I'm going to do it in paradise. There. That is my reason for why I moved. Now, it's better explained in the video that Kristen posted. I appreciate, there it is again. Okay. My expat explained, my exodus. But there's nothing, you don't get here if there's a lot of stuff, we got to get an FBI background check. You don't just get on a plane and hop here and come move. And it just doesn't work that way. There's a process. So I came here for peace and a better life, period. And I got news for you. The better life I've got. The peace, not so much. I'm working on that part of it. I promise you I am. Every single time Tommy and I walk by somebody, they're talking about us. And sure, you can chalk it up. I'm just paranoid and that's not really happening. It's happening. Now, with the channel, I get recognized all over the place. In the States, it happened a lot. It doesn't happen that much here. It happens once in a while where they recognize me from the channel. But for 9 years, I've gotten used to that. If I had a dollar for every time somebody's recognized me, I have a lot of dollars. However, so I'm used to people doing the double take and look over. Here it happens all the time because we're bigger. We're like a foot taller than most people here, and we look like twins. And you understand this? Twins. Think about twins. Most time, twins get to be our age. If you have twins, like brothers that are twins or sisters, by the time they get to be our age, they've kind of done this. One's living their life somewhere else. That's what happens. So the fact that here we are at this age and there are 2 dudes that look like twins that are still walking around hanging out together, I think that's probably a big part of it. But I'm telling you, every time we walk by somebody, somebody's talking about us, and that creates anxiety. Like if we let it get to us, this would be brutal. But we're doing everything we can to try to remain positive. That's a really important thing. Happiness, you choose it. It's not, the happiness isn't an accident. Happiness is an inside job, and it's not an accident. You got to work at it. It's a decision. I'm just telling you, if you're not happy, I know it's easy to say, just be happy. It's a decision. It's not easy. It's not at all easy. It's like getting sober. It's such a conscious decision that you got to do all the time. But if you see shorts and you see me doing videos, I'm smiling a lot. It's a choice I'm making. Real deal. It took me 6 months to learn Thai when I was there for 10 years. When you dream in the language and wake up and remember the whole dream in another language, and you've nailed it, and you will. You have more confidence in me than I do, real deal. People that are fluent, you know what they say? Wait, you can think almost like you have two different brains. One is an English one, one's a Spanish one, and you can think. Because right now I'm thinking in English, and I'm like, how do I say that in Spanish? I'm not, you know what I mean? There's cognitive dissonance there in my dome piece. So I'm working at it. Lisa Trimble, I'm scared of heights too. Weirdly, looking up at really tall buildings makes me dizzy. Yes, I'm the exact same way. In fact, back when the Twin Towers were still there, I was born in New York. Okay. So I remember standing at the Shannon Mitchell. Thank you so much for being here. I'm happy for you guys. Happiest that you, Tommy, and the girls are happy. The cats are way happier than we are. I'm just telling you that. The cats are way happier than we are. Chicharrones are wicked good, Alfredo. I'm big into them. No two ways about it. I'm going to answer this one now. What is that? What does the WhatsApp work? If it's too much to explain, let's talk about it. I'm a dummy, dude. All right. It's easy. Here's how to do it. I'm going to show you right now. You go to your, this is the App Store. All right. I'll get to everybody. Juanito. Good to see you, Juanito. All right. I'm going to get to everybody's questions in just a minute, but this is, now you type in WhatsApp and it gives you a couple choices. You see that the first one at the top is WhatsApp. You just click on it and the picture, what it looks like. This is what the app looks like. See let me do it this way. See the green circle with a C in the middle of it? That's the logo for WhatsApp. Okay. It's very simple. It costs nothing. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It's free. It's easy. I promise you. Somebody could probably answer that a whole lot better than I do, but to me, it's easy to use. And I'm so bad when it comes to technology. Tommy, that's not our strength. You know what I mean? But it is very, very easy to use. You have installed. Banging. Perfect. Then do me a favor. When we email, it won't be tonight. Tomorrow, we'll email back and forth. We'll figure out what your WhatsApp number is, and I'll give you mine, and we'll talk, because I think it would be good if we did that. Honestly, it's really easy. How do we find you on the app? I don't know. It's a good question. It's probably under Johnny Scova. Here's the thing, though. And I'm being honest. Please don't be upset with me. Just because you might have my number, I'm not going to be. I got to be really, really careful. Really, really. I'm so guarded right now, you guys. I can't begin to tell you. I'm not joking. I keep my circle. It's been a long time since I've had a big circle. My circle is so small right now, you guys. It's a circle of 3, like Tommy and a couple cats. Now I have friends, don't get me wrong, outside, but right now my circle is really small. And it just, for right now, that's how it has to be. It doesn't mean I'm not going to talk to, reconnect with you guys, because we're here. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing this because I need this. We talk about connection. Going back to what you said, Lisa, when I was in New York, I was born in New York, but we stood at the Twin Towers. When I used to stand up and look up at it, it would look like I'm standing here, the building's here. It looked like the building was going this way, like over me. It used to give me the willies. I'd get almost queasy. So I promise you, I know exactly what you're feeling. It's way easier to look down from a high height than it is up. It gives me, I said earlier that 15,000 feet is easier for me than a couple hundred feet. Looking down, looking up is a different story. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. I can relate. I'm just happy to see you happy. We miss you in the States, but glad you're happy. I appreciate it. And I'm going to come back to visit, but gotta be careful. Doing what you do, you put yourself out there. You know what I mean? I put myself out there. I did it to myself. What's the next pepper you're eating, Johnny? Tassie Dalt. I have one red habanero left. I'm going to eat it tomorrow. At the store today, I have a video of it that I might upload as a short. I don't want to badmouth Supermax. It's my store. It's my favorite store here. They have a wretched pepper selection. They have two different peppers. One was capsicum or bell, and one sort of looks like a poblano, but I'm not sure if that's what it is. But there's not a large selection. Now, it doesn't mean I promise you there are people growing peppers all over the place. I just haven't met him yet, so I'm going to. Juanito, regards from Argentina. I know the stress of not speaking Spanish, so I came here knowing zero Spanish. Now I'm fluent writing, reading, and speaking. I pray you have paciente, peace. Good. You know what? How long did it take that? Whew. Juanito, where did you go? You got to Argentina. Where did you go from? Like, what language is your native language? I'm kind of curious. And how long did it take you to become fluent? Because I don't care if I always have an accent. I'm not worried about that. I just want to be able to communicate past, I want some ceviche. You know what I mean? Please. And where's the bathroom? I want to connect with people on a deeper level. Captain Capsaicin says, looking up doesn't bother me. I don't know why. It gets me right in the stomach every time. I remember the first time I did it at the Trade Center. I stood up and looked up. The building is like here. And I swear it looked like the building was doing this. And I was like, do you guys know that the buildings are designed to move? You guys know that? Google, when this is done, how much movement the Twin Towers would do, because it was scary. My dad had a client of his, and he called him on the phone one day. He goes, what are you doing? He goes, I'm watching my door in my office swing open and swing shut from the swaying during a storm. It was all day long. The door would just sway back and forth from the building moving. And it's horrifying to me. I don't know how long, I don't know how high a building has to be for that to happen, but I hope that doesn't happen here. Barbara, they do have farmers markets. In fact, that's where most people get their groceries. Like every single day, fishermen or fisher people come in from a day fishing and they come right here. And before they even go to the market, you can meet them on the beach. They'll sell you their lobsters are $1. I'm serious. You buy 6 lobsters for $6. Just like they are with fish, it's not like they're taking it to the market. You say, hey, what do you got there? You get some clams. What do you got? And you can buy it from them. So most of the farmers markets are a big deal. So we're going to be going to that a lot. Afrikaans is my native language. And the reason I asked Juanito, does it matter what language you're starting at and going to? Did you happen to say how long it took you to become fluent? Ash, I'm not sure if you told me and it slid by me. Yeah, a lot. Can I tell you something? We haven't, even though lobsters are $1 a pop, we have not had any yet, and we will. If the buildings don't sway, they will fall. That's what Tommy said. That's exactly what Tommy said. Okay, this way if it's swaying, then I'm glad it's swaying. I just hope it's not something I can feel. Are you serious? Yeah, I get it. Guadalupe Rodriguez. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo está? Thank you for being here. I love that name. Have I tried any new fruit yet? Not yet. We're going to. There's a bunch. I took a video in the store, and oh, you know what? Well, no, I have dragon fruit. There are fruit here that is native here that you can get once in a while in the States, but it's not really native to the States. Yeah, Tommy tried dragon fruit. You like it? See, Katie's destroying our couch right now, trying to. So yeah, we are going to try a lot more fruit because there's some cool stuff that we haven't tried, and I'm going to do a video about that, Lisa. Great shirt, right? I'm fond of it. Thank you, Tassie Doll. Love that shirt. Very true. Physics, Jane. Yep. Okay. After 3 years, I could get by. You could get by? Okay, but you're fluent now. If it took you 3 years just to get by, how long did it take before you were fluent? Because here's the deal. I don't have 3 years. I got to learn this now. Maybe Chat GPT lied to me. They said if you study 8 hours a day, 9 to 12 months, you're fluent. You'll understand nuance, humor, slang, comment. You'll have it all in 9 to 12 months if you study 8 hours a day. That scares me to death. 3 years you can get by, and then you say don't stress. I'm fine. It is a vintage shirt. Indeed. Yeah, Katy Perry. Someone asked about fruit just as I was clicking the button. I love fruit. I'm a fruit guy. I can live on fruit and like seafood forever and never, ever get sick of it. Katy Burrita. I like that. That's funny, Kellyanne. Yeah, you know what? Kind of like I couldn't figure out how to describe it. It's flavor-wise, I'm not sure how to describe it. The way I described it visually, I cut it open and he went, "Wow, it's exactly what you said it was going to look like." It's a white fruit with little teeny black specks, kind of like poppy seeds, but smaller, I think. And it's wonderful. It's really delicious. Yeah, I think kiwi, and I think it's kind of a combination of a kiwi and a pear. That's kind of what it tastes like to me. Dragon fruit. It's kind of like a pear crossed with a kiwi. In my head. I could be wrong, but in my head, that's kind of how I see it. Kellyanne says, breathe, Johnny. I'm trying. Well, here's the thing. I have to. I'm going to die. So I'm kind of big into the self-preservation thing. So I'm going to keep breathing. But there's just, it is what it is. Thank you so much, Tassie. Really appreciate that. Now, listen, I know that I've been telling you this for a while. Tommy and I are going to start doing a live stream from my channel, and it'll be the both of us. We may do it from our couch here. I'm not quite sure. We have you know what? I have our air conditioner is sweating because of the condensation. It just anyway, we're going to be doing a live stream from this channel, but it's probably going to be just for Bus Pass members. I don't want anyone mad at me, but I'm telling you, I'm a different person today than I was a few years ago. I really, really am. Lisa, different people pick up new languages at different speeds. You're right. It's true. Yeah. I used to go to Russia a lot. Well, I shouldn't say I went a lot. I went there on and off for like 3 or 4 years, almost 4 years. And on one of my trips over there, Lisa, somebody told me I spoke like a 2-year-old. And the funny thing is, I was so happy about that. I was so happy about that. And I don't speak like a 2-year-old. I wonder how I speak. I bet I speak like a child. I can, like, in Spanish. Maybe not. I don't know. There's for Bus Pass. There you have it. Relax, please. I went to language school in Mexico for a month and could get by. I continued with the same tutor for another 6 months online and learned all the Spanish verb tense. Here's the thing. Tommy and I had a really interesting teacher in high school, and we never learned. All we did was conjugate verbs. That's all we did. Drove me crazy. I didn't, you know what? He probably did teach us stuff. I just wasn't engaged, but it seemed like all the focus was conjugating verbs. You know what I mean? So that's encouraging, Renee. And I'm trying to chill. I'm not trying to be like stressed out all the time. I don't need that in my life. But you know what I mean? It's a battle. You know what I mean? It's a battle. Katie, stop, please. Hey, sweetheart, look at me. Hey. Thank you. She's coming. Do I play chess? You know what? Yeah, I do. I haven't played in a long time. Want to hear a funny chess story? I have a son who's almost 30, and he's freakishly smart. He really, really is. I got him a chess set. I got him a checker set, and he was bored with checkers like that. He really was. He was bored with checkers so fast. And Katie's a mess. Honestly, she's like a drunk college freshman with fur. She's I love her, but Katie. My son wanted to learn, you know what he said? He said he wanted to learn chess. And I said, how come? He said, checkers is too flat. That was his answer. It was such a cool answer from a kid who's 4 or 5. He was really little. I mean, he was way too young. I mean, he was reading it too. All of our children were reading. My mom got us hooked up on phonics. So at 2 years old, we started teaching them. And my kid's mom she stayed at home, and I worked and she was with the kids, and our kids were reading very, very young. But he wanted to learn chess because he said checkers was too flat, which I just thought was hilarious. I got a funny Berlitz story I'll tell you, Kellyanne. I don't have the chess app. I could do that, but anyway, I got for Christmas one year. We got him it must have been 6 when we got it. I got him a chess game, and it had a book. It was for kids, but it was a book to teach you how to play chess. And so I would play with him. And one day I was playing with him, playing chess, and I'm watching him, and he makes a move. He made a move. I could tell, wait a minute, he's thinking. This isn't just, So he made a move, and I said to him, I won't say his first name. I was going to say his first name, but I won't. But I said to him, dude, let me ask you a question. Why did you move that there? And he goes, it's your turn. I'm not kidding you. I said, I know it's my turn, but I want to know why you moved that there. What were you thinking when you moved that? Because he was moving. He was 2 or 3 steps ahead. I could tell. And he was too young to be doing that. And I said, this was he beat me that day. Two moves later, he said, checkmate. He was the happiest kid in the world, but he was little. But it was so funny. I remember I said, dude, why did you put that there? And he goes, it's your turn. Wicked funny. He was a funny kid, man. I'll tell you something. Juanito, my email is chasetheheat@gmail.com. I owe a dozen people emails, but I would any help I can get. Listen, any help I can get. I don't know if you were here earlier that I mentioned that I have in our house everywhere is masking tape. We couldn't find Post-it notes anywhere. So I got masking tape, and it's like mirror, art, like sliding glass door, glass table, kitchen table, bathroom door, toilet, sink, electric shaver. There must be 200 little pieces of tape everywhere around the house, ceiling, floor, tiles. And I know that if we ever have a guest, they'll walk in and go, they'll either immediately go, you'll figure it out, or they'll think that something's wrong with us. But we're trying. We really are working at it. You know what I mean? Kellyanne, the Berlitz thing, I mentioned this, and I'm losing time. I'm only going to be on for a few more minutes, then Tommy's going to be going. And I'm not sure if I'll get to all the starred comments, but I'll try. Before I went to Russia, they sent me to a Berlitz class. And it's a total immersion sort of thing. And they paid the company I worked for, I was a missionary. They paid a lot of money to send me there. And I sat down there the first day. I'm in the room with 2 guys, and never forget it. They started talking to me in Russian. I do not know a word in Russian. And they just started talking to me. And they weren't saying what a pen is. They were just talking to me. And right off the bat, I'm like, listen, I don't know how much they told you about me, but I don't know anything. I don't know not a word. So you can't talk to me like that. You got to say this is a phone, you know what I mean? Start. And that's not how they operate. And they just kept talking to me. And I got so frustrated. They asked me to leave, and I couldn't come back. So I don't think I'm good for Berlitz. Been a passenger for 9 months, been following since 2019. You and 2 other channels I follow, but your channel is my favorite. You're awfully kind, Captain Capsaicin. With a name like Captain Capsaicin, clearly you're going to like this channel. I appreciate it. But I know I've been telling you guys for a while that we're going to be doing a live stream. But I promise you we are. I give you my word. It's funny, somebody asked about the Russian mafia. I have a really great Russian mafia story, but I can't tell it now. Tomorrow, I'll be live tomorrow. Somebody remember to have me tell you my Russian mob. I've never had a run-in with the Italian mob. It's not quite true. It wasn't a run-in, but I met some people in the mob. But I had a run-in with the Russian mob in Moscow. And it's one of the most frightening experiences. Muchas gracias, mi hermano. That's excellent. I have a wicked, and it's true. Every word is true. My uncle was there. It's a horrific. I mean, it's one of those stories. We can laugh about it now. In the moment, I thought I was going to die. It was like the scary, at the time in my life, it was probably the scariest thing that ever happened to me. Like for real. I've told it before, but I'm sure, I mean, it was years ago. I'm sure nobody here has heard it. But it was Tony Suter. It's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And Cliff Ann, thanks for being here. Kristen, Russian mob story. I'll tell you this. You know what? Want to something funny about the Russian mob? Good Lord, Squirrel is great. Squirrel's great. I'll be doing more squirrel, cat stuff. I just don't want. I got to be a little bit more guarded. Everybody knew every square inch of my house because of the cat videos, and I can't do that here. I don't think I'll ever do like a tour of this place, So, but we'll figure out how to get more cat videos. I promise. But here's the funny. Before I get off, I'm get off. I still have a few more minutes. But the Russian mob dressed exactly like Italian mobsters. Like they've seen too many movies, and that's how they thought they were supposed. I swear to you, I'm not. Now the Russian mob is comprised of defunct former KGB agents mostly. Watch, this video is going to get demonetized like that just for talking like that. But it's like they've watched too many movies. And I swear to you, you could look at when I was in Russia, I had two different kinds of clothes. I had clothes that I would wear like when I was in the States, and I had some clothes that I would only wear when I was in Russia. So I did look like a tourist because there, listen, when I was a missionary there, we brought Bibles, clothes, and medicine to kids in Russia. And this is true. They said when I first moved over there, at the time, my uncle was the president of this mission. I sort of got the job that way, but they needed me to hire me. But he said, it was crazy. I'm not sure I should tell you this. Yeah, I'll wait. I'll do that on a different night. I gotta watch myself. You'd beat me playing chess. Anyway, if you stood on a street corner there and you looked around, if there was one mobster in Russia out of 1,000 people, he would stand out like a sore thumb. It's so easy. It's like they dress like movies you've seen of gangsters. And like it's like, guys, they don't dress, mobsters don't dress like that in America. But that's how they dressed. It was funny. It was funny, but it was not funny because when you see them and they start approaching you, like who they are. And it's like, it was a horrifying thing. I'll tell that story tomorrow if somebody reminds me. Gotta do laundry. Captain kept saying, oh, tell me about it. We did laundry today. I'll tell you that real quick, too. Today we did laundry. First time we did laundry since we've been in this place. Washer and dryer doesn't work. It'll be fixed at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Anytime you need help with a problem here, it's unbelievable how fast. Do you guys remember when they said, because everything here is on manana time. That's what they say. So if I say to you, listen, Sam, we're going to do lunch tomorrow. And if you're here, let's do lunch at noon, right? Noon doesn't mean noon. If it's you and me, noon might be like, I'll show up at 1 or 12:30. Yeah, I said noon, but it's manana time. Nobody's like firm on anything. And I said to we had an internet problem. The internet signal wasn't strong enough. It was nothing. It was like nowhere near strong enough for what we do. And we told our realtor, I was like, we got a problem. I need better internet. Now we live here now. It's not her problem anymore. You know what I mean? She's done. It's like, I don't know why you're calling me. We're finished. You're done. That's yours. I don't know why you're bugging me. She was so cool. Within 24 hours, our internet was fixed. And I remember saying to her, I said, I know that, you and I are on manana time, but businesses, like if they say, I'm going to come fix your internet, is that manana time too? She went, yeah, it kind of is. But they fixed our internet like overnight. I'm not even joking. It was overnight. The next day it was fixed. I mean, it was unbelievable. Kelly, my cousin's son married the niece of the head of the New York Russian mafia. Scariest wedding when they came in. All those bodyguards surrounding him. Wow, that is interesting. I went to a wedding in our family. Tommy was there, and we had a relative a long time ago he owned a concrete company in Yonkers, New York. Owned an Italian bar, burned down 7 times. I'm not making this up. Called it Italian Lightning. And his niece, grandniece maybe, I don't know, got married. And he, at the time, he was in the hospital. He was ill. And it was like gravely ill. And they wheeled him in on it looked like a gurney, but but he's very much alive. They wheeled him in on a bed into the church for the wedding. And he had people that came in that didn't know the groom, didn't know the bride. They knew him. And when they came in, all the family members are looking at him. They went over and they made a gesture to show their respect to him. And it made everybody in the building very uncomfortable. They kissed a ring that he was wearing. And this is I shouldn't have told that. Hope Tommy didn't hear that. He might be mad at me for telling that. Here's my problem. I know so much useless stuff. I know a little bit of French, a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of Russian, and I need to be fluent in Spanish, like quick, tout de suite, which is not Spanish. That's French. I need to be fluent fast. My email is chasetheheat. Yeah, you know what? chasetheheat@gmail.com. So email me if you need help. I'm going to wrap it up in just a moment. Tommy's going to be on shortly after me. I promise you we are going to. Sounds better, doesn't it, Brock? Do you guys remember the echo that was in this place? Sounded like a museum. Doesn't sound like a museum anymore. That echo's gone. Most people didn't even hear it. We had a few people that said, man, there's a wicked echo in your place. Now that it's gone, there's not a lot of people saying, hey, there's no echo anymore. But, guns under their suit coats. I hugged the Greek guy that used to own the breakfast place I went to as a kid today. Oh, no way. He owns the shopping complex it's in now. Wow. Isn't that cool? You know what? There's a great shopping mall in Manila. The shopping, I don't know which one, and maybe there's only one big one, but I went to a shopping mall in Manila that was like 4 levels. It was it was so big. There was like a dozen movie theaters in it. I mean, it was the biggest, it was huge. It was bigger than the mall here. There's a mall here that's out of control big. But the biggest mall I think I've ever been in was in Manila. It was incredible. That's cool that you've seen him climb and do well. That's wonderful. I don't remember, Sam. I can probably find out, but it was huge. This thing was so huge. And look at that. Dale is eating a warthog. You're a good dude, Dale. Thank you for eating that warthog. Take care of your heart. Please do that. Got 2 minutes left. I'll tell us a funny story. Not funny, ha-ha, but I want you to be careful with your heart. My friend Vince. I love Vince. It was in the city, not near the water. It was in the city, Sam. My friend Vince, the first video I did for this channel was in his backyard. I did 5 reapers and 2 scorpions or something. Now, he had a heart attack. I'm going to be ending this video about 1.5 minutes, people. I'm going to tell the story fast. Then everybody has to go over and watch Tommy, so please do that. And before you leave, I want everybody to leave a comment. What do you want more in your life? You want love or the opposite? I hope everybody says love. Please do that. Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to have time to tell that story. I will. He about 2 months before the first video I ever made for this channel, Vince had a heart attack. He's just a couple years older than me. I've known him for 30 years. He's just a great guy. He had a heart attack. Scared me to death. He gets out of the hospital. Look at all the love. Thank you. Please do that. And one's for prayers for me. Tommy and I need them. He had a heart attack. So I go to his house. We're going to do this. And he wants to eat a pepper. I ate a whole bunch. He eats 1 reaper. And he goes, man, it was hot. He goes, but it's not that hot. And then it got really bad. And he got over the heat. I didn't know he hadn't eaten anything. I didn't eat anything. I was the first time I ever did a big challenge with nothing in my gut. I leave and went home. And I was all night long with cramps until the sun came up. No lie, the whole night. He thought he was having another heart attack. So he calls 911. This isn't funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. He calls 911 and he's laying on the landing. You go up the stairs. There's like a little landing and then it goes up again. He was laying there dying. He thought he was croaking. Wes Lightberg, good to see you, dude. Thank you. You want more love. I hope everyone wants more love. I only have 30 seconds. The the emergency people show up, the medics. They come into his house. They run to the top of the stairs. They start talking to him. They're assessing the situation. I'm like, all right, what's going on? He goes, I had a heart attack 2 months ago. And I'm like, I'm worried. I think I'm having another one. They said, what have you been doing? You've been drinking? He goes, I had a couple of beers, but that's it. They said, what'd you eat? He goes, I ate a Carolina Reaper. Instantly, all the guys, they went, it's a Reaper. And they all went back down the stairs. Funny story. Please take care of your heart. I love you. More love, everybody. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Much love. See you here. Please be here tomorrow. And somebody asks me about I'll tell you my Russian mafia story. Who loves you? This guy does. I'll see you guys later.